So one day, I got invited to a friend's house. We were chilling, talked, watched some videos, had a local multiplayer session. He was showing me some games that we could play, and then... He showed me Distance. A racing game with dimensions, he said. I tried to race against him, and I didn't get it at the beginning, to be fair. Too many functionalities for me to grasp as a beginner. After which he went the length to show me what the game Distance is about. This game is really simple, it's just Trackmania with decorations and traps. And your car can turbo. And it can jump? Can be adjusted mid-air and jet itself towards the ground? It also has a plane mode? You know, it's basically a BMW with slight modifications. The turbo meter does not use a fuel system, but instead an overheating system. What that means is that you do not simply hold the turbo button until empty, but instead, you're edging the turbo meter just before the car explodes everywhere. Personally, I enjoy everything about the plane mode. It just seems so cheap, but it's a good recovery tool if you're struggling with a map. The easy fix for the plane mode being cheap is the fact that you can have areas that disable any ability except for turbo. Well, actually turbo can be disabled, but shh, we don't talk about that. The campaign is really fun. I do not understand the story myself, for except the fact that you're supposed to go from point A to point B because of some kind of alien infecting the station that you exist in, but that's besides the point. It also has some eerie type vibes from time to time, which in a racing game was definitely a first for me. The effects that are involved with the spooky parts of the campaign are really trippy and I enjoy them very much. The game's campaign tracks are so interesting that you don't have to understand the story to enjoy the campaign maps. The sound design and visuals are so crispy clean that the game is really enjoyable. The track pulsates with the vibrant beat that is being played, so do the traps, sometimes even the decor of the map. The soundtrack is really good and is an absolute vibe. The music always fits the track and it immerses you inside the game. The game lets you think outside the box. You can even drive on most walls and decorations. You can even fly without the fly mode if you're properly positioned with the car. Some of the achievements in the game even make you think outside the box. Like for example, you have to finish the campaign track where they first introduce you the wings. without using the wings. I know it sounds impossible, but if it is an achievement, then it can be achieved. You just gotta find a way by driving on the facility walls and ceilings, or perhaps there is a secret road that I do not know of. The trick system is pretty cool too, since your car has mid-air maneuverability that gives it a lot of chances to put some style on the road, and rewards you with turbo refreshes so you can keep holding the turbo button for longer. There are also 2 extra campaigns, where one comes from a previous game they made that had a similar concept. Along the extra campaigns, there are also challenge runs where the map is pretty complex, and it's essentially a race with no respawns. You die once, you restart the whole map. Sprint is basically racing with checkpoints, and personally my favorite game mode. The maps range from simple neon light tracks to Sakura themed skyway, from facilities to tabletop tracks, from desert tracks to matrix type tracks, you get the picture. Every map feels different. Only thing binding them together is that the way of traversing the map is done by wall riding or ceiling riding. There are some maps that make you fly half the time and with almost no obstacles, which makes it feel like going from point A to point B with no skill involved. And there are some maps where the way you traverse the track can give you an upper hand. There are also tracks called the trackmography, which are essentially just randomly generated tracks they make for you. They aren't even that bad, but considering they don't have a difficulty setting, they are pretty easy. There even is an achievement for it called Cheat the System, where you have to beat a randomly generated map in less than 10 seconds. The game also has a map creator and a workshop, which extends the game's lifetime. Making maps was actually really fun to do, although my friend who played the one map I made will disagree about that for some reason. Only problem with the level editor that I have is that the music you choose for the level loops forever while you are editing. I have at least 2 songs ingrained in my brain because of this. The traps in this game range from barriers to literal artillery bombardments, but my favorite one is the laser, because you can do such thing as I like to call a cheese cut and become a motorcycle. I mean, are you trying to tell me you don't want to drive this magnificent man-made miracle of machinery? Also, since this game is about gravity and such, becoming an economic version of your car has its own benefits, since there is a lesser downforce due to shedded weight. If you think that this game is for you, then you should definitely at least try it. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Personally for me, this is one of those games that scratches an itch you didn't know you even had until you tried the game, or even saw any gameplay. So yeah, I would recommend this game to literally anyone. It's just a good game. Like, yeah, it's a good game.